Hello everybody, this is the first in a series of videos on our paper 2 literary text for this year, which will be Cormac McCarthy's The Road, novel from 2006, and Samuel Beckett's play Waiting for Godot. In this first video I want to tackle the question of how to read a literary text. What do you need to keep in mind when you read a literary text? Okay? Your goal is basically to produce writing that is perceptive, thoughtful, and sophisticated. About the meaning of the text. Okay? You need to produce interesting and convincing arguments about the meaning that are supported by well-chosen references to the text you are analysing. How do you do that? Okay. Well, it's really important to know how to read. Okay. I want to just give you a couple of ideas to keep in mind. So, first thing you really should keep in mind are course concepts. Often I be asked questions specifically about course concepts, so it's good to keep these in mind when you're reading through whatever or literary texts, and to reflect on how the course concepts might be developed within the text. So, what are the course concepts? Well, the first one, keep in mind maybe, is the concept of identity. Okay, how does the course concept of identity relate to Cormac McCarthy's Road? Well, to answer this question, we have to really look at the characters of the man and his son. Okay, so we might ask, how is the character of the Forder formed in the novel? Okay, how's the character of the Forder formed? Okay, who is Forder and what motivates him? What motivates him to continue on the road? Okay. Then we might think about the son. Okay. What characterizes the son? In the road. Okay. What characterizes the son? The son is symbolic of goodness in the road, which is quite paradoxical because he's born into a world in which there is not much goodness at all. Okay, he's born into a world in which culture and civilization has totally broke down, and so too has the moral order that underpinned the culture and civilization of our world. So what makes his character paradoxical? paradoxical, and miraculous. In the world of the novel. Okay. Another course concept is of culture. Okay. So we might pay attention to what McCarthy is saying. What does Cormac McCarthy say? What does Cormac McCarthy say is important to culture? Okay. Because he gives us world, he provides us a picture of a world which culture and civilization has really been mostly reduced to ruins, but some things remain. Okay, some things that are crucial to our culture and our civilization remain, and the Fodor basically does his best to make sure that these remnants remain within the sun. Okay. Another course concept to keep in mind is that of perspective. Okay. So we have the perspective of the writer. Okay. We have the narrative voice by Cormac McCarthy. Okay, so we could ask a question: what characterizes the narrative voice? Or the narrator, okay? Characterize the narrative voice. McCarthy uses in the novel. And it's important to see how this narrative voice is closely aligned to that of the Fodor. Okay? So, what is important to the Fodor really shines through. What is important to the Fodor? What is important to the sun? In this novel, they're not quite the same thing. The most important thing for the Fodor in the novel is that they survive, is that the sun survives, that the sun continues down the road. Okay? That's what he says. He says that it's his duty to protect the sun and to ensure that the sun endures and survives. There might be behind this impulse a biological one. What is important to the sun is not quite the same. The most important thing to the sun is that they do good, that they remain the good guys. There's a little bit of a tension there that emerges through these two competing sets of values, and which it really enriches the novel, makes us think, actually, about what is important to living a good life, to living a life on the road. Okay. Other course concepts that are important to keep in mind here are the ones of, say, creativity. Okay. And here we should really think about McCarthy's world building. Okay. How does Cormac McCarthy imaginatively, it's a work of imagination, create a world in this novel? Communication is another one we should think about. How do the boy and the Fodor communicate to each other? Why is communication so important to them surviving? Forder says a couple of times in the novel, you need to talk to me. Okay, communication is extremely important. Okay. Well, it's through communication that the father can instill values in the son. Okay, he can share with the son things that he values, things that are important for him. Okay, remnants of the past that he wants to endure into the present world. Okay. These are some course concepts. They're extremely important when reading Cormac McCarthy's The Road, and we should keep in mind as we're reading it. What else is important for us when reading Cormac McCarthy's novel? Well, we should also read with literary elements in mind. Okay, literary elements. These are also really important. Okay, main ones are as follows. First thing to do is focus in on characters. Okay, there's only 2 in the novel, so really try to think deeply about the 2 characters, the father and the son. Think about the conflicts that they have to endure as they go down the road. Some of these conflicts are external. Okay, they meet some bad guys, but there are also many internal conflicts, especially for the father, who has moments of doubt, moments of crisis. It's really through the conflicts that the characters undergo that themes emerge in The Road. Okay. This takes some thinking about what is McCarthy really suggesting to us in the novel. This will take us some time to determine. Another thing to keep in mind is symbolism. It's very important for this novel. For example, the novel is called The Road. Okay, and we might think about the road itself as being symbolic of a journey. Okay, and we might think about how this is quite a common symbol in literature. There are many narratives going back to ancient times that involve journeys of one sort or another. These journeys involves navigating through obstacles, really. Okay, and conflicts. Okay, now, one level in the narrative, they're going down the road, it's physical. But on another level, the road is symbolic of a spiritual journey. That the characters undertake. This spiritual journey involves personal growth. discovery, and change. Roads in literature, roads sometimes can represent the unknown. And the Father and the Son are definitely journeying into the unknown here. And encounters on the road, on the journey, throw up moral and ethical dilemmas for the characters to solve. Okay, so when we think about it, symbol of the road is extremely important to this novel. Okay, symbolism as a whole is crucial to the underlying messages that McCarthy is communicating to the readers here. Okay. Other things we need to keep in mind are as follows. Setting of the novel is quite important. Okay. And we should be attentive to the details that McCarthy is providing us in getting us to imagine the setting. Okay? Other important literary elements, keep in mind the dialogue. Okay? McCarthy's an expert at dialogue. In fact, he often worked on screenplays throughout his career. And I think that shows in just how realistic and sparse and bare are these dialogue between characters. Other things, keep in mind the tone or the mood of the novel, imagery that we remember, that seems important, and McCarthy's style. Okay, these are the most important literary elements. These are the elements you will be addressing if you're analysing the road in an essay. Okay, these are the things that you want to focus on. So that's it for this video. We've gone through how to read literary text, what to keep in mind. The reason why is we want to produce writing, remember, it's perceptive, thoughtful and sophisticated about the meaning of the texts. We want to produce interesting and convincing arguments that are supported by well-chosen references to the text. So in order to do that, we really need to think. We should be thinking about these course concepts and these literary elements. Just one final point. Something crucial to reading a literary text is the importance of rereading. Because the more you reread, the more you will see and get out of a literary text. That also is important.